Well, let's dive a little deeper into the story behind Titanic, past and present. After the sinking of the Titanic on April 15, 1912, the great ship slumbered on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean for over 70 years before its wreckage was discovered. On September 1st of 1985, a joint American-French expedition headed by famous American oceanographer Dr. Robert Ballard found the Titanic over 2 miles below the ocean surface by using an unmanned submersible called Argo. This discovery gave new meaning to the Titanic sinking and gave birth to new dreams in ocean exploration. Only 3 days after setting sail, the Titanic struck an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. on April 14, 1912, somewhere in the North Atlantic. Although it took the ship over 2.5 hours to sink, the vast majority of the crew and passengers perished due to a significant lack of lifeboats and improper use of those that they did have. The lifeboats could have held over 1,100 people, but only 705 passengers were saved. Nearly 1,500 people perished that night when Titanic sank. People around the world were shocked when they heard that the unsinkable, the Titanic, had sank. They wanted to know the details of the disaster, yet, however much the survivors could share, theories and whatnot, the Titanic, when it sank, it remained unsubstantiated until the wreckage of the great ship could be found. There was just one problem. No one was sure exactly where the Titanic had sank. Given Ballard's history with the U.S. Navy, he decided to ask them to fund his expedition. They agreed, but not because they had a vested interest in finding the long-lost ship. Instead, the Navy wanted to use the technology Ballard would create to also help them find and investigate the wreckage of 2 nuclear submarines, the USS Thresher and the USS Scorpion, that had been mysteriously lost in the 1960s. Ballard's search for the Titanic provided a nice cover story for the Navy, who wanted to keep their search for the 2 lost submarines a secret from the Soviet Union. Amazingly, Ballard maintained the secrecy of his mission even as he built the technology and used it to find and explore the remains of the USS Thresher and the remains of the Scorpion. While Ballard was investigating these wrecks, he learned more about debris fields, which would prove crucial in finding the Titanic. Once his secret mission was complete, Ballard was able to focus on searching for the Titanic. However, he now had only 2 weeks in which to do it. The Nora arrived in the area on August 22nd, 1985 and began sweeps of the area using Argo. In the early morning hours of September 1st, 1985, the first glimpse of Titanic in 73 years appeared on Ballard's screen. Exploring 12,000 feet below the ocean's surface, the Argo relayed the image of one of Titanic's boilers embedded within a sandy surface of the ocean floor. The team on the Nora was ecstatic about the discovery, although the realization that they were floating atop the graves of nearly 1,500 individuals lent a somber tone to their celebration. The expedition proved to be instrumental in shedding light on the Titanic's sinking. Prior to the discovery of the wreckage, there was some belief the Titanic had sunk in one piece. In 1985, images did not give researchers definitive information on the ship sinking. However, it did establish some basic foundations that countered early myths. Ballard returned to Titanic in 1986, the following year, with new technology that allowed him to further explore the interior of the majestic ship. Images were collected that showed the remains of the beauty that so captivated those who had seen Titanic at its height. The grand staircase, still hanging chandeliers, and intricate ironwork were all photographed during Ballard's second successful expedition. Tomorrow, we'll dive down and take a closer look at Titanic, and we hope you'll join us. As usual, Belinda and I hope that you enjoyed this adventure and the look back in time. We do appreciate the time that you spend with us each and every day.